What up, guys? We're back here for round two. Bi-weekly 2, trios day 1. And coming through onto this end, we saw last game GG getting their MVP and leading out the team comps. But more interesting, something that kind of keep your eyes. J-Team coming out here really close there onto the markings with F2 Tessa into their comp. But WBG playing out a Tessa Weishan Kurumi comp. Or Tessa, yeah, in that order. And it was kind of interesting to see, considering how we kind of allowed for that, and I say allowed for that comp to happen, because you don't really see that kind of, that type of comp to be made is wild. So, with that being said, my name is Radio Caster. We are going for here as an NBPL caster. We will go here and make mention again. Make sure you guys watch the original casting. If you guys do decide to do so, that kind of gives you the opportunity of seeing how it performed into the live setting. And for a majority of the casters who did today, which is Raven and Seb, to give themselves, some support as well. But we are going to go ahead and watch this casting, or watch this round 2. This is going to be a cloudy Holoroth map. And we're going to look at the first round selections. We're going to look at the round selections as a whole. Temi Circle, the Sand Siphon comes out here, of course, for first round picks. And they're going to have, you can see Kurumi's being spotted out here between that, but J-Team finds Zip Ping. This is going to allow no ban between Kurumi or Zip, so it's not a +1s for rounds 2 or 3. If they decide to rock the Sand Siphon comp, they will only expend 2 points rather than the total of 3. But AOTs make their mark. 521 DRG OUG, they're rocking it. XCG, you're kind of the last ones to make this happen, and it's going to be them expending 2 points for a Sand Siphon pick with Kurumi. Very nice. This gives them an opportunity of actually rocking Zipping Ying for rounds later on. We'll have to see. Bowder dropping in here. Or I should say KLA dropping here with the Cannonball. BBE dropping here with the Cannonball. Bowder dropping in here with a Cannonball. And GG, I'm looking at him. They could make the Cannonball pick. I'm not gonna detest it. It could be, just seen a snowball comp. Okay. I was about to say snowball comp might be happening here for GG. This is the first time we're seeing this coming through more often. Now another team has now added it to their roster. Let's see about more successful between Alliance and WBG. There may have been one other team to try it out, but now GG is kind of working it into their choice pick pool. This will deny them. Well, it will be the same sort of reason as to the Kurumi Zipping Ying comps, where you can have into the Sand Siphons, where you can have that extra unit to not be utilized more often than the other, so you can expend next points. I think it actually gives you enough time to use them 3 times, but more so skills selection F2V1 F2 for GG. So this is the first it's actually interesting because Alliance uses F1 for Yodohime and WBG use F3 for Yodohime. This is the first time we're seeing this comp with F2 to see about how well that works out. It's really going to be up to how impressive that Yodohime can catch up with CJS here with 330. He has to make his marks and catching up to the Justina dash and just grabbing them, staggering them, maybe even just conferring an F2 for 5 seconds for those light staggers in order for the staggers to complete the blue focus is released. Could be. We'll have to see. F3V3 from the Viper. F2V1 for DRG. Okay. Everything looks kind of standard so far, unless something comes out of pocket here in the last choice pool. No, everything came kind of standard. KLA rocking the F3 for the Yodohime, and then Yin using the standard choices for Tessa, and yeah, that's about it. Spawns are spawning in here, obviously. J-Team over by Metop. We're going to see OUG and BBE near to the gym armor. Not even near the gym armory. They're more near to the Pinnacle Town than anything, towards Camel's Hump. It is kind of interesting, though. We do see Bauda is towards the Moonfall Pass, and KLA is near towards the Cinnabar Valley, northwest, towards the Valley of Thorns. WBG right onto Salvation Podium, JJH inside of Plume Castle, while FPX is north of towards the Altar Tranquility. We do see Team GG over by the Imperial Village by themselves. XGG and DRG are over by the Yushan Ruins. Kind of sparsely put. We won't see the 5-2-1 and J-Team fight could happen as well because of that Metop version, but WBG near to the Romy or towards the Salvation Podium is kind of crucial there. there for them. So having to see about how that kind of ends up. Let's take a look in the scene about where this ends up for round 2 for this day. I mean, 5-2-1 up against OUG off the... Wait a second. I didn't see OUG there. Did I see OUG there? The OUGs make their way south? Like super south? Hold on a second. Maybe they changed last second? Because there's no way you go from Gen Armory to Med Top on that side that quick. So this is kind of like the projected initial spawns. I always take that into consideration, but even then, that was a big jump. So OUG is actually inside Med Top here with 5-2-1. And while J Team is already stand still onto their position there, the gold troves are available for pickup. I don't know if SS is gonna go for it, but it's really out in the open. But you know, it's up to them. WBG and KLA already on Salvation Podium, and 17S is already down. Kind of dangerous right now for KLA CXZ to try to look for it. Nice shots from BioG. Actually, to the point where he has to go on foot though. But it looks like A-Shot is going to confirm that kill, and WBG by G on ground unit duty with his team, and that's going to be double eliminations. Into Met Top, though, we do see J-Team trying to chase out OUG as they are onto the northern end, northeast end, making their way clockwise through the temple. But more importantly, XOY and J-Team as a whole, they have ground units, or they have ground loot here to be to a huge benefit, as OUG SS has no armor still. Crazy. No armor. Oh, yeah. Blue armor, man. Big time. And he has a purple dagger, and he's Tessa. Now, on to Serpent's Pass. We do see NiHQ getting chased out here by Dongqing from FPX. And, of course, an Army of Destiny in a Moonbane. Whose Moonbane is this? Xiao Hu? Wow. Early game Moonbane's going to give XGG that much more trouble. And as Dongqing kind of goes in here, that's an immense Moonbane. And that's going to... yeah. Crazy Moonbane. Immaculate Moonbane from Zhao to go right to the shop, break all those boxes and make it through with the Tide coins and a discount. Now onto Kira Center, we are gonna see SS look towards Zem and trying to lock him out here. I'm not sure how that's gonna work in J Team's favor. J Team's rocking the Sand Siphon, right? So AOT catches that. XOY does not have ultimate cast. Lee doesn't have ultimate cast. He's farming damage with these RMBs. Got his parry off of SS, and then the V2 is activated. Lee forced proc V2 from the Zipping Ying. Nice double parry from the SS, but he could not take any priority off that list as XOY has himself here, trying to look for himself to RMB spam. XOY now having no armor. Zem having no armor, and a Wu Chen port to get OUG out there. At 5-2-1. They don't like to see that. They go ahead and push to each opponent. It looks like it's a separation. Yin is right there in the front line as a test. So now Unique needs to make his way towards this as well. XOY is dipped out from his team. Lee cannot get rezzed. As a result, we do see OUG chasing out the reciprocating N as Lee is down. XOY is waiting in terms of Moonbane spawn as... not gonna happen. Zem tried to get a Moonbane spawn. SS said, I have ult, and that Moonbane is now ours. Now they could technically push back into 5-2-1 with this, but they need to make sure it's of great value by having one of their people initiate into the fight and seeing how things are turning out. F1 from XOY, it gives them enough time here to kind of push back, but not gonna have enough time to use an ultimate blast. And as it comes out, J-Team Lee, or J-Team as general, they can now fully reset between all their teammates being down into soul form. As Wu Shen looks towards Zhao Hu, into Yushan Ruins, DRG gets themselves the elimination. This is kind of it's kind of weird because I'm looking at whether or not FPX has another Moonbane, and it's not going to be the case because they do have already two Moonbanes bought. FPX bought the first one, and now it's in the hands of OUG for blue Moonbanes because that's the only Moonbanes you can get in a Mortal War. That's why you kind of like I always kind of test the economy in ranked mode to just it's a Mortal War. That you really only two Moonbanes where ranked is 4, but the remaining 2 for the purple Moonbane and for the gold Moonbane really expensive, 15 to 11k. But Moonbanes in Mortal War are equated out to, if I'm not mistaken, like 9k or 8k, something around there. And the discount 24% in the new season is going to be crazy with it with additional tag coins. But besides the point, let's go back here. So as you can see, right, OUG has his Moonbane. Yu is the one who's carrying it. You see Yu all the way back there. That way he doesn't let know that 5-2-1 is like, this is going to be my time to shine here. V3 from Pampy. Bit late, but he catches the V3 so that way there's no combo break for SS here. They can put pressure on them if they want, but since OUG have that Moonbane unique dropping in here. Gonna be a little bit troublesome for SS if he's got into the R&B, but a nice clink coming back out. And now OUG have themselves in a spot where they can go back. I'm not sure what SS was kind of working his magic there for, because he know that Dragon Slayer was going to come out here. Sees it. He was trying to parry off Yin. That's unfortunate because that the Dragon Slayer, Nejav's Might coming out from unique. That spinny spin gold move gives him the necessary push for catching up to his opponent. Now it's only a 3v2. Moonbane Blast kills off Yin if OUGU finds that R&B. He does, but a Merciless Havoc then gives 5-2-1 the necessary advantage, but they decide to back off here. They're going to go for the res off of SS. Fair enough, you know. They use the range immunity, well, not range immunity, but the block shield from the Spirit Shield walls to give themselves enough time to kind of worry about range shots. Not to worry about range shots, I should say. But we do see 5-2-1 rushing into what's to Metop, which now has J-Team back up in here. And Zem is down. Zem has nothing to kind of live for here for another second. He had V2 procs going off, but F1 from XLY forces Yin's hand to be at 400 HP. And we're going to see a J-Team ultimate here where Pampy is now going to look towards doing a Merciless Havoc, most likely to try to get a chance to hear it from the range. But Lee fights Pampy. Pampy has V3. Nice jump F to kind of give himself gold focus in midair. Gets out. Excuse me. I want to make mention. In order to get out of Temi circles really easily, if you have a staff, if you're not going to clink, you can actually just do what you see Pampy do here. And we know that Pampy has V3, so he can rock out here after this point. Nice double parry from XLY, though. But he gets eliminated. He loses that gold fan. Now, that's kind of unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Baiji finds his fan now. So the VVG have this power spike going for them. It's kind of tough. Hey, wait a second. Oh, they returned to center it. Okay, okay. I was thinking, I was like, damn, you know, how did he get it? How did J-Team find that fan? But I'm pretty sure he parried it off of Baiji. Because I was like, beginning spawns had WBG at the Salvation podium first. So how did J-Team find a gold fan? We've been seeing them fighting back over to the Cura Center all the way through Metop. So I'm not sure how that happened. But parry off at the end, the back grabs and, you know, catches it. But over by the trenches, excuse me, over by the trenches, Jing is on high ground position. Roshishi trying to lock him out. It's kind of funny how he's trying to swat this behemoth by himself, and he gets successful with it. Double R&B F3 coming up from Jing as he was the sole wielder of the Fairy Shen ult. F2 is up for 5 more seconds. Roshishi is just trying to lock in here. There it is. Guaranteed. Slashes from the enemy Yotahime. Big time problem here for Roshishi. She has to use ultimate as a result. And he has Fat Milk on his side, but with every single one of these slashes to come out here, is going to be a chance here to catch Jing off his guard. And Jing doesn't have enough time here to survive. There it is. V3 comes out. Yotahime right behind the Sake. I'm not sure if Peak is going to get saved here. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Their Yotahime dipped out from this fight big time. I think. I don't know. I mean, I see Iran dropping in here, actually. Never mind. Wait. So Iran gets caught in the F3 shot. He's done. All right, Peak is done, and then Iran got caught in the F3 shot, and Ben catches that for the elimination for the team. That's huge. 3 eliminations. Part 2. Now we're back into a fight between WBG and 521, and V3 coming up from Pampy. F3 to knock Yin off the not Yin. Knock Sleepwalker off his gaze. There it is. R&Bs are confirmed. Sleepwalker's down. That is no more pressure from a Tianhai or from a Tumulch. A Xiao at 55% on ultimate. Baiji at 50%. He doesn't have activation. A Xiao getting caught here for the R&Bs. This is going to be a huge upgrade for Pampy once he gets his purple staff, if it comes down to their benefit. Yu gets that R&B. Very nice. Gets a double R&B. Very nice. Pampy looking to see whether or not the last one comes out here. And Yu is putting Pampy in a spot. Yin is going down. Wu Chen Port in the zone. Not very ideal. He actually wasn't able to grab Yin. Where was Yin? Where is Yin? I'm looking at the map for this for teammates. Were they not able to grab Yin? Maybe maybe Unique was just too far away from his team. Yeah, probably. Unfortunate. Yin does have a separate life though for roaming depletion. Or not roaming depletion, for Soul Bloom Essence. But they catch you in the back line as KLA comes in here to confirm the kills for 2 kills, eliminations, 6 kills for WBG. They did lose their Temmie, but they have a chance of coming back into this for that gatekeeper, or not gatekeeper, scorekeeper of being at a high value. Now, onto this zone, a nice storm where the Draco storm is. So I'm not sure they can reach into. Okay, so you see this little, that boy right there. Campfire immediately for WBG. This is actually really crucial for WBG. The only problem here comes out between OUG and KLA. If they arrive to the scene and go to the Snowy Forest, they can get to this Ramyang, or rather, they go for the Draco Storm as a result. So it's up to WBG if they want to spawn here, and also the FPX who are over by the Boomerang Cliff, making their way down south. They can. It's not a really good spawn, potentially. In their eyes, they're not sure. In their eyes, they don't know that FPX is up there. They don't know any teams that are north of this, but they know that all the teams that are south. They know it's around 40 seconds or 30 seconds until the Ramyang starts to spawn in here. So they know those. That's the information they have. Do they want to take the risk in position of spawning in there to try to get to this Morse Blessing when there's 2 other teams that could be southbound going northward and then just catching them? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to take that risk. But we do see GG actually making their way towards into the northeast towards Imperial Village. We do see Bauda, being in soul form. BBE over by the trenches still looting. XCG making their way towards the end of the dunes is Ramyang, and of course JJH making their way towards that one as well. And JJH, remember, had no points last game. They need to get some sort of earnings back into this one. So if they go to Ramyang, their fight's going to be either a successful one for catching 3 eliminations, or detrimental because of gear difference. It's up to really the positions of both teams, either or. But WBG looks like they're going to take the safety net spawn. They're going to go over to the northwest. They're making their ways around towards Boomerang Cliff. As you can see, FPX are going to be going straight down towards this position, but they're still going to be looting as GG and DRG kind of close to the edges. There it is. Now it's up to the teams to wait for this Ramyang spawn. First Ramyang, XCG enters it. No, Valiant Challenge. AJJH are the first to enter. Ooh. Purple longsword for the Kurumi. And a purple pole sword. So JJH might have a chance here. It's possible. It's possible. They all have purple armor too. What the heck? The moment that some teams contest this, it's gonna have to be, since it's the Sand Siphon, the team that would best contest this is definitely going to be another Sand Siphon. But the other thing about that is that AOT comp and Cannonball comp, it's going to be another Sand Siphon. Okay, so JJH versus XCG and DRG versus KLA. So we might get a chance to replay on that. But Jades are going to be coming out here from JJH's shoe. It's going to be a gold Jade of health variety. It's going to be another Skyforce. This is really more beneficial than what we saw last round from that first Ramyang. I think XCG had that, or KLA's QGG had that. Yeah, QGG had that earlier on the first round. Godly himself, though, he's rocking. Is that another Storm Stanchion Sky Pillar? I'm looking. I don't think it is, but if it is, then that's kind of OB, and it is going to be a Stanchion Sky Pillar. And he also has, and if I'm making sure I catch my process of elimination, he also does have a Wild Wind Sprouts for the fan. He does have Pole Sword, though. And I know the Wild Wind Sprout or Shu has that fan on standby. Should he be giving his teammate that? I don't know. I don't believe he's taking the opportunity of doing so. He doesn't have a focus slide. So for Godly right now using Pole Swords, it's just really catching really quick 1.0 blue focuses for his teammates to confirm pushback from Shu from the Takeda Fear and Blast. But would Takeda have more times of benefiting off the R&B from the Wind Sprout for damage, or will it be the knockback that grieves the team from being able to catch them in the rubber band back? I'm not sure how they want to try to prioritize that, if whether or not Godly has a fan in the background that he's just not revealing, because he's like, this is what the typical usage is of what a Tumultuous would want to use. And then Sneaky pulls out a fan as a purple rarity or something. Like, it's just that basis of it. I'm looking at his blue Jade, though, the one that's awakened. And I'm actually going to see his Jade to be a looking through it. I think I found it. Nope. I was looking to see if it was Assault Smolder, but it's not. Definitely not. Actually can't find it. Do I not have this one saved? Wow, I actually don't have this. Oh, wait, no. Dang, I really don't have this Jade saved. That's crazy. I actually don't have this Jade saved. That's kind of sad. Well, we're going to have to guesstimate. Because I'm missing out. Oh, wait, no, I missed out on it. Okay, no, it's a... Oh, hey, I griefed. One moment while I get back into that realm. Let's make sure I get right there. So looking towards that Jade, there it is. It is going to be a soft step. All this time for a soft step, bro? That's crazy. Well, Godly's going to be going ahead and doing so. We're entering this Rummy fight. I don't know. Shu has himself now in F1 state. I saw a lot of R&Bs being dropped from below, but NiHQ looking to clink as much as possible. F1 now from NiHQ side. Now Shu does not have to worry about getting, getting close to his opponent, but Godly is getting pressured. An early ult from Moran is going to deny or give advantage for XCG here. Because now the ultimates casts are made, double ultimates. I knew the Godly ult was gonna happen. It's kind of necessity at this point for ultimate mitigation. But now that there's gonna be a chance here between both these guys to just rubber band back and forth between the Fear and Blast, second place team to use that is up to the parries. And I was about to say that right until Shu gets a double parry, has short handle sap, finds a double hit, and confirms this to force the F1 coming out from the enemy Tianhai. Now as Shu looks towards his R&B, Kakaxi gets his parry off of Moran. But there's enough time here for Moran to get caught from Shu's last Fear and Blast here, where Shu can then look to condense this fight. And again, and again, and again, he's getting parries back to back. I think Shu is just like, I don't even care if it's a broken fan. We won. Wow. 3 parries, bro? I need to watch that again. His first ult cast comes out from Moran. Second ult cast comes out from Kakaxi. There it is, right? Pushback. No energy. Shu finds Fear and Blast here in 1-2. There it is. Vajra Script kind of keeps his fan on hand, which is good. It's the first proc. Finds one parry off of Xiaonan. Catches another parry off of NiHQ. Godly is in the midst of all this. Shu's at 100% HP, so he doesn't really need to sustain it. It's really all this short amount of damage being done in a one-shot move. Catches Xiaonan. Catches Kakaxi. NiHQ has Fear and Blast to push back off these enemies. There it is. And Kakaxi catches a parry off of Moran, and you know, we see Shu trying to look for a wind blast after Moran's explosive armor proc. Pay attention to that explosive armor proc. This is where it's going to really turn around for JJH. As the explosive armor comes out, it buys enough time to push back NiHQ or Kakaxi away from this team, where Shu finds a position in front of them, finds that Fear and Blast to connect it, and looks towards blue focuses, catches one parry, right? Catches this through with the jump R&B, even with the F3, but it buys time for Xiaonan to be locked down, Kakaxi to get focused, and for that, a double horizontal from Xiaonan and a chase coming out even with the dodge. Shu just finds these parries back to back and positions. So it's really up to Shu kind of like to, you know, all hail the parry king. But Gold Katana, not sure who picked that one up. But it's also a purple one, so that's still probably going to be Hong Sword to be made. But it looks like BBE won their Vermilion, and FPX picks up a Draco Stone from the Morris Blessing, most likely to the extension. We're going to see the last Romy Yang team, possibly. Yes, DRG finds their win as well, and they pick up the Vermilion Bird Smite from that point on. Now, BBE, they won their realm. Bin still has blue armor, but they only have 3 eliminations still. So, I mean, it's really up to how that kind of comes out here. We are going to see a spawn being delayed as XGG try to regroup every single one of their teammates to get into a rebirth position. But another team here. Okay, this is dangerous. There is no ballista on that tower, but KLA is spawning here too, and that's a gold weapon that KLA picks up from the Romy Yang. Not Romy Yang. The KLA picked this one up from the Salvation podium. So they really were cautious and wanting to try to pressure one another out. We are going to see a tuna proc from 17S as XGG hits the shop northwest of the Moonfall Pass towards the Eurozord stash, I believe it's called. that one specifically. I think it's a Rose or stash. We are going to see Night HQ. I mean, this is where it comes down towards who do you want to initiate, really? Like, who do you really want to initiate in this early mid game right now? 17S warranted. We know 17S has I think it has F3 though, right? Yeah. So Silence comes out here, and a Takeda Furin ult was preempted from Night HQ. But QGG finds ultimate cast here. This is where it's gonna like really costly puts KLA's 17S to look for an ultimate cast, and there it is. Kurumi ult to mitigate all of the damage, you know. And this is the point I was making about earlier with the fights that came out, where Kurumi ultimate can negate the pressure coming out as long as the Wei Shan doesn't push them out. But Wei Shan's not even there because QGG got melted. Let's actually take a look at the QGG's downfall for his HP part, because he was here at like 18, but he's getting RMBs from Xiaonan. You can see it. Xiaonan just spamming the heck out of it. Even with the ultimate cast, right? He finds another set of damage to come out here where QGG is backing off completely. And with his cannonball comp, like QGG can only do so much if he's at like 1500, like from 15 to 1200 HP to down to 600, and he finds so many RMBs to the back from the fan, as Xiaonan was able to capitalize on. And then a delayed ultimate from Kakashi, not even needed in the heat of battle to deny Fairy Shen to kind of look for range shots from a distance. It was not even necessary, as QGG was not there to be able to use the pressure as a general to neutralize anybody in gold focus attack. So 17S, as much as he's the last opponent to kind of work this out, Soblooms finds a kill off of Night HQ, who actually finds a Sobloom earlier. I'm not sure if Kakashi or Xiaonan finds themselves to be ridding of Realm Yang depletion, but you, wow, oh wow! I need to see how OUG kind of found this one out. Let me see. Oh, after the elimination, wow, you was right there too. No grab. Oh, there it is, grab. Okay, I was like, damn, he's just like, all right. But they didn't get the tether on the right target, as Xiaonan tries to res Night HQ. They're going to be single one another out, and Xiaonan is going to be in a position of holding RMB against Jinyu, who was ready for that with a V3 preemptive and F3 to be pushing back. Wow, look at this Honk Sword action. Jinyu, almost getting, this is a gold fan, actually. You know, I was going to say, like, Xiaonan had a blue fan before, and he was spamming it with RMBs, and he killed QGG's health bar. And he killed him outright in the end. The fact that a Kurumi who doesn't have ability to ultimate, right, abilities at all, right, she used her F tether to kind of recast onto her teammate for the res, was the fact that even after all of this, all it took was a blue focus release. Even though she got hit with the V3 tether, this RMB from Jinyu was almost confirmed. The second one was. That would have killed her. That 100% would have killed her. But look at this. The span of HP lost here in the short amount of time is where Jinyu was not prepared for that fan. Because even with, like, let's say Xiaonan has 100 HP here. Right? He's losing, like, 15 HP per tick. Weakness escalation is not kicking in here for him. He finds an RMB to horizontal to a double blue focus and finds another RMB. Tries to go for the Soblum, but it doesn't happen because there's not enough time. But gosh, a gold weapon in the zone like that, crazy. That's tough. It's kind of like episode 7 when the anime, when your favorite characters, you know, like coming through in the first 6 episodes, and episode 7 they die. Like that's kind of the case scenario of it. But you know, it's tough. You're gonna see Yaron though try to face this one out. SEGS kind of locks him through. Salt Smolder's procced. RMB to RMB. RMB's again to the again. Yaron finds himself here. And it looks like CGS is going to get eliminated. Now, as Fat Milk and BBE rush to the scene here, we know that that team has pretty much a gold weapon on standby. But let's take a look at seeing who's going to be one to wield it. As Ben tries to push his up. Remember, Ben has the blue armor. Gold staff on Ben. Crazy. That's actually kind of crazy, because if it comes down to Ben going to ground unit form and giving his teammates the beacon drop, just a little bit of more damage can just give him his rage back. But he definitely is looking to try to locate and propagate his team to kind of look for pressure. Now into this zone, another snowstorm for the Morris Blessing, but there is another campfire for the heated buff, and this will give any team that kind of wants to make their way towards there the nonchalant no risk zone for the It's Rage down, right? So this is good. FPX is over by the Ice Shard Lake for their Roaming. We do see 4 players in the slow form, 21 left. It looks like the GJH is looking to spawn in. OUG and 521 are right next to each other, yeah. And while Bauda, DRG, BBE, I don't think Bauda's in the game anymore. They are in the game. Okay, no, it's GG that's still in soul form. Where actually is the last teammate for GG? LXM, what are you doing, Grizzly Rise, bro? Actually, no, he's in Imperial Village. What are you doing over there? How the hell did LXM end up over there? For millions? I don't know. Kind of got me tough in terms of that spotting. But this is gonna be where Romiang begins. Kind of hoping to see where WBG stands to go into Romiang. They have blue armor at this point in the game. It's kind of tough to see where they really want to take that into their position. So coming off of that, WBG just waiting it out, waiting for a free realm. If it's for room 2, 6 eliminations though for WBG. I need to look at the standings after this because I haven't been able to catch track, seeing how they stand again still after game 2. Notice that this is still day 1, so we're gonna have to see that. Campfire buff is obtained for Dongqing as well for FPX, and they find the realm. They found the Draco Storm. A lot of players are waiting out this Romiang. If JJH goes in there, WBG could have potential of fighting out a team that's not stacked because JJH right now, gold weapon, sand siphon is tough. But it looks like that was a free realm. Wow. I mean, it makes sense. GG though finds a Reaper charm for LXM. He finds maybe for 330 possibly. Gold dual blades though for BBE is, it's gonna be so good. It's actually gonna be kind of detrimental. It's gonna be dangerous for this team, and they're gonna pick up a Mystic Might as well. So for BBE right now, like being able to catch the weaponry that they have in their selection and just being able to catch those Jades as well, it's kind of crazy because he has Martial Artist will hook form for Fat Milk, and then he's also gonna be rocking. Excuse me. He's also gonna have a Razor Swift. So for Fat Milk, right, his selection is pretty nice. If he catches a Dragon Slayer or a parry with a staff, he can go ahead and grappling everybody. If he goes for martial art as will hook form, he catches someone in lockdown mode focus that every one of his teammates can continuously deal damage with, like 1.0 blue focuses with the pulse sword for Reishishi, or even for bow shots for Iben, and even for Iben to use his F3 on because he can guarantee a silence at that point against targets. So for Fight Milk to kind of utilize that, it's gonna have to come down to the team's synergy if they decide to walk that path, but we'll have to see. And in the meantime, though, FPX arrived to the scene, but they don't find any sort of okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they used the Romiang, or they used that box to preemptive ult to be able to get that Mystic Might, and LXM trying to look for a res over all the way in Imperial Village. They're not too far deep into the tree line, but 330 is going to be where he's resing. Yes, yeah, I know 330 is going to get res because Yorohime and Weishan can make the world suffer. Oh, we're getting a replay? Perfect. First Romiang, DRG versus KLA. Yes. All right, so I'm pretty sure DRG won this one because they had a gold weapon. DRG Wushin looking to try to reinitiate. He has F2V1, okay? Keep mentioning this. The fact that he catches the sounds on QG, though, is immaculate. And it's also denied 17S from an ultimate. This is big. This is really big. And for everything CXZ can't do is that he can't even if he wanted to, he couldn't find much value. QGG actually finds a V3 maybe too late. No, he couldn't even get it. See? He was silenced. But he was waiting for that stun to dissipate so he can go right back in to save his teammates. I'm not sure who's in the air right now. Looks like no one is. They find that meter dump off of 17S though. And F2 silence is not needed here. Now the enchant comes down. None of these guys can do anything about this enchant. If CXC gets out of mech before the enchant procs, then he can get out of mech safety netted after the for the enchant to be dissipated. But if he gets out of the mech right here, this is where the enchant is guaranteed. CXC finds an F3 in the middle of all that damage being taken, and QGG tries to regroup. He's out of ultimate here in just a moment. And as he has F2, Wushin could just really just pelt a super critical neutral here against any one of these opponents. And even for no combo breaker, right, for QGG. But after knocking out CXZ, Wushin just looks to try to go for an escape route. He doesn't want to give QGG any benefit because let's say he has Skyforce, that's a whole armor. And that's an actual elimination, right? That would give him, points to be made. But DRG are in the zone looting up. Whose body did they find? I can't even see it. It's all right. Imperial Village is where we're going to see GG shine because they came back. LXM found enough gold to purchase and finds 2 Reaper Charms for their team. Surprisingly, 2 Reaper Charms were able to still be purchased at this point. You would kind of assume that those fights that ended up earlier towards the Cura Center would have been able to see reses, especially between KLA, especially against 521 and OUG, but it looks like none of them were kind of needing that. So that's good. Standings is what I want to see. GG, second place, or first place at 27.7. I can't see the values because of the tree line for J Team. It looks like it's a 21.3, tied with WBG. And WBG have 6 eliminations. J Team is out so far. DRG at fourth with 19.2 points, but 8 eliminations this game. This is the highest kill leader in the lobby. And for placement right now would be their best bet. I mean, like, honestly, like they got themselves pretty good gear, so you know maybe should wait it out. But WBG have blue armor, trying to outrun their opponents. It looks like 521 here are looking to try to chase this if they want to. 4 eliminations so far. Bell struck. I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure that's not within 100 meters for 521 to get spotted. But they look for a ballistic position as Sleepwalker is already up there. He's like, all right, I got this. But I'm pretty curious about seeing about how the stagnation period ends up because we still have 2 more of the Moonbanes to drop down. WBG shoot up a Valiant Challenger in their veins. And as it comes out to the Valiant Challenge, you know how aggressive that can allow for WBG to be, but they're rocking Sand Siphon. If they go up against JJH of all people, right, that's tough because JJH has the gear of a lifetime. Now, this is where this interestingly debuff, you know, the hands arriving from the ground. That's what this buff debuff is in the zone. As you can see, it's Ghastly Mist, and the Ghastly Mist gives an 8-second silence if you hit one of those hands, which means that you get completely overturned if you were looking to try to use your ultimate ability. It's even worse for Weishans, especially against Weishans, because Weishans won't be able to get the V3Fs, and they'll be at a point of being able to be locked out from any sort of play that puts them at an advantage. I don't want to look at OUG's whole entirety of their weapons age selection. I could look at it really quickly and see if I can try to spot something out that really stands out for instances for you. But I do see Universal Slash on the SS, so that's really good. Stanchion Sky Pillar. We do see that U has a range jade as well as for one of those HP jades, which I can try to state out here for just a second. It looks like it's a Storm Stride for you, so that's pretty good. Could agree with the parries, but you know, so good nonetheless. I have to detach from Moran though, right? Yeah, I have to detach from Moran, so that's good, especially as a Kurumi. So, you know, it kind of comes down to that. And GG are actually going for this Moore's Blessing. It's really risky, but they'll make sure that happens. Keeps himself protected from range projectiles, and the CGS kind of looks towards this. Looks to get hunted out here. Looks around, try to look for it, and they pick up both of those jades that were of health variety and a gold fan as well. If I'm not mistaken, the jades that they chose are going to be a Soul Release and a Desperation, so they're picking up those 2, which is, you know, optional. The Desperation is definitely optional. I'm not sure who got the Desperation. Oh, what was that? Oh, he actually gave CJS both of those. It's good value, especially for CJ. If he's low and he's distanced out, he comes right back in. He can actually commit towards that and you know, get that off. But really comes off. GG actually have 2 blue armor still though, so they're gonna have to be very careful about that. But a Noctis Slash Blade for one of their teammates is gonna be substantial. As Zhao Q, another like he still has the Hepta, right? So he's working. He can work his magic in capturing somebody. But Immortal Defiance for Dongqing. Gotta be careful. Gold fan on 330 is kind of massive here, but they had the snowball comp has been only catching them 2 kills eliminations so far, and we haven't been able to see where CGS kind of stands. He doesn't have ultimate cast. He was at 50% last I saw. He could be at 60% now. Looking at his ult, he's at 90. Okay, never mind. He's doing good for damage, for cannon shots if anything. But CGS is using the fan there too, so it really just comes down to how the snowball comp can work into this final circle. This is where they can get they can get focused on really easily. Once they see Justina, they know, oh, there's no Fairy Shen. And at that point, they can get as much range shots as possible. CGS is the one with the gold armor, though. So that's another point of benefit to kind of focus them down. I'm not sure how Yaron kind of wants to stand out here, though, because he is their Yodohime, but he does have blues. So he has to be careful about that. BBE finds a Valiant challenge risky. GG, though, are getting focused out. LXM at negative HP pretty much. He has an ultimate available, but he's not using it yet. EF3 kind of saves him the trouble. Weakness escalation is going to kick in here as he is in the zone. A ranged Tesla ult to try to catch him did not happen, but LXM is still at 50% HP. Tries to look for CGS. CGS is now caught in the zone, gets caught into range shots. Boom, boom, boom. And looking at that focus, they did not capitalize on CGS as much as you would have thought. So for 3-3 other to lock out any sort of range shots or anyone trying to drop down below, the zone circles in here. It's LXM making a bold move here, dropping up there. Tesla ultimate, he actually avoided the Tesla ult because of that. Did he see that? I think he saw Tesla most likely and got up there as a result. Ooh, 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 ooh. And all the enemy teams can see this coming through here. And Fat Mill looking for range shots against LXM. Fat Milk actually isn't able to do anything there, even though it comes down to his position. He wouldn't have been able to even range out 3-3-0 and CJS there, and LXM was there for, like, you know, the guard dog of war, fighting these guys out. Don't tell me Roshishi's just a certain dominance. Crazy. It's kind of tough though for 3-3-0. I mean, blue armor, like he needs to find some sort of way of catching it through. Water actually goes off of this end with Merciless Havoc from FPX. And as FPX kind of looks towards their end, they're actually going to be looking to try. I mean, I'm not saying try. They're going to attempt just to burn off resources. A random Moonbane solidified in the circle of the zone, so no one's going to be able to go through the center. Baiji taking shots here. Now, I do want to note that Baiji is the Takeda Furin. Sleepwalker's ult is down. Down so, like, when I mean he doesn't have any sort of protection here, so Baiji could actually end up getting fully ranged on with no repercussions. Even if he decided to use ultimate, if he doesn't hit ground targets, there's no value for that team comp unless he's using it for mitigating range shots. And if he does, that's where a team can kind of just keep double downing on those shots as a result. So depending on how well we see this position goes out for Baiji, let's take a look and seeing what happens here, because A Shao is trying to keep his teammate alive with the F1, and Baiji's actually at 100% HP because of that. Let's talk about that. Look at this man. No one focused him. Finds an advance heal. No, it's not even advance heal. He just found the heal. That one's massive, man. In terms of heal for A Shao for zipping Ying. Yeah, Water are going to be trying to go ahead and locate this Dragon War off. A-Shot trying to lock down any range shots for his team. CJS is using the Justina dashes. He gets caught out here by Yin. You can see it right around here. He was pretty quick with this dash to avoid a position that Iran was really looking towards and trying to catch. But like CJS, like I want to pay attention to this dash though, because from where Jing stands, if Jing found a pounce within CJS's dash, he could have gotten frozen. But he finds the boost just in time where CJS does not get guarantee freeze. And then for that team, that kind of proves out that, you know, it's a really risky comp where if you don't catch him, right, it's like, oh, shoot, you know. But not only to that, GG is right in the heart of two enemy teammates from 5-2-1, as Bauda is also right behind them. As LXM gets focused between them, they know that Justina's low. So the question is are they going to go ahead and convert their chase and their gaze off of the enemy opponent? Like, because Bauda has a Yodohimeo, right? Yaron has a Yodohimeo. Peak has a Yodohimeo. Rayshon ult. So if anything comes out from this comp, it's really the Viper that's a risk, right? Pampy can V3 and stop these guys from pushing. And CGS could get that elimination. It could get eliminated by 5-2-1. But 3-3-0, he's there for defense. So it's like, okay, are they going to combat the Yodohime ult, or are they going to combat the Weishan ult? And if they do combat the Weishan ult, is 5-2-1 going to go ahead and kind of deny, or Pampy, is the Viper going to deny every single one of our pushes outright? So Let's see what happens here. Pushing in, we're going to see 3-3-0 off of this end. Finds RMBs to try to deny range shots as CGS gets a reset. LXM finds Unique as Unique tries to try to get back to the team. Has V1, not 100% here, but peak. Con to cannon shots. LXM finds Pampy. Unique. 5-2-1 finds a full reset for the position, but the F3 is going to be utilized for Wu-Chen to kind of keep himself safe. 3-3-0 looking for those dashes. Trying to keep as much RMBs to safety net his team. CGS finds another position to reset. And with WFZ from the DRG right behind him, this is where this is going to be the downfall of this team into this tent side. And the staggers that come out here, nothing's going to really keep 3-3-0 alive for much longer because of that position that they had taken inside the tent. DRG made a nice flank move off of this building, off of this tent. You can't really see them from this angle, but you're gonna see where GG gets into this building. DRG in the right northeast of that, you can see that right there. They're gonna notice his reset happening here. They're gonna shoot cannon shots towards his building as well, but GG never left the building. They kind of rolled back in, and WFZ called his team out. He's like, yo, we gotta go in now. I took a range shot to the back of the head, but that's not gonna matter. We need to get into this building right now. DRG kind of find the time to regroup here as they find the next tent to kind of go off for GG. Right, trying to lock out shots. They see this position they take in, and they like, yo, they're in that tent right there. CGS finds that time to be low, and WFZ just rushes this down. Immediately rushing it down for the V1 ultimate. Catches all these guys, but that was the F3 from the Viper or from the Yodohime. It wouldn't have even saved them at this point because it was too early. 3-3-0 never found a chance of being able to catch an ultimate because he got silenced, right? Or he's catching burn. But more importantly, that Viper stun is going to be confirmed, and DRG. Oh yeah, the silence as well. Sorry, Gonyo. The silence from Moonlight, right, was not from Moonlight, from Wushen. It just punished GG's position there. This is where F2V1 is a staple. It's not being used as much because you're kind of a lot of the V3 F3 comps that come out for these teams to kind of utilize it is kind of it's a standstill comp where you can get punished for being slow and not catching your opponents in a position where you can chase them out. So with that being said, finding that opportunity there for getting the F2 silence on a crucial character that could either just disrupt the whole team's flow is where Viper comes to shine, where she can find the silence and stop someone who can disrupt the whole team comp. But at the same time, right now in the final circle is where V1 can really, really shine. They just have to survive. And as you can see, a lot of range shots coming out here. Moonlight finds that final kill off of Jing. Bowda finds a kill off of LXM. This pushes GG out for one more teammate. CGS is somewhere in the ringer-dinger of this area. I'm not sure how far or how fast he was able to get out of that position, but WBG Baiji gets parried by Pampy. Pampy finds that tent a little bit too annoying as Baiji takes full hits off the ends. A martial artist Hexa Harmony Spear from WFZ. You saw that, boy? He was trying to release it right in the face of danger. Look at this. Gold Spear too. That would have killed Baiji. He gets to the sky though. He finds LX7 or CJS. Yeah, he finds CGS in the middle of all this action, and CGS is getting burned alive. Almost caught himself in a bad spot there, but Baiji has blue armor still. I'm not sure how WBG is doing this with just blue armor, but they're gonna have to make do. WFZ though finds a kill off of Ace from WBG. Zhao Hughes in the back line here, and it has V2 still ready, so FPX is good in terms of their insurance policy right now. They're kind of good. Like, even though Dongqing's all the way up here, like he's like, this is his team. This is where Dongqing is. A Tessa is activated for these guys for, if I'm not mistaken, for water. So from the point of that being, Dongqing is the insurance if anyone pushes, like if Moran pushes, because he's looking kind of, he's like, he's a Kurumi, so he could just like look for range shots instead. He's repairing his bow. But CGS goes down from WB for GG. That's it. They lost their position here. WBG still in the game to try to surpass them for game 2. And OUG's SS looks for focus shot against Yin. RB's coming out here from Yin, or from SS to look for focus shot LMBs. But counting this Viper 5-second stun big time. Unique is just using this time to heal. Jing Yu was there. I love that rotation from Jing Yu, because Jin Yu was only there to deny blue focuses from Unique if he looks to try to RMB or something of that nature. And that's a quick kill for SS there. To this point, too, SS uses his ultimate cast and has his soul bloom just right there to pick up for 30% rage over time. And rushes right back to his team because Jinyu just gets eliminated off of from Dongqing's R&B from the fan. Remember, Dongqing, the Takeda, he's pushing this out off of the gate. You know, like right off the rip, just gets himself into the position, just catching this because going right back to his team. Sleepwalker off to their end though. As DRG has the loot advantage, they finally find 2 purple armors to withstand the damage being dealt to them. Ooh, F2 from Wushen was kind of a haymaker there, but you know, it's all good. Dongqing though, all of FPX stuck into a tent. They can get cannon shotted for those range shots through the walls. I'm kind of curious to see what OUG kind of works off of this end because like they're at 9 eliminations right now. They lost their Viper. They only have a Tessa. SS is down in the dirt, and U is all the way next to JJH's Godly. Like it's tough. U though, he has ultimate in like a couple seconds here. So if he looks to try to pour it out, or maybe he has a position for his team to kind of get that reset, that'll be it. But Dongqing, he's doing work here. Even though he only has 1 elimination, he's just pushing people away. You know, he's just cleaning it, scrubbing it, trying to push them away and trying to clean out the lobby. WFZ gets elimination of SS. I'm telling you, man, the Hexa Harmony Spear can catch people off guard, especially for a 1.0 release. But Chu looks to try to use an ultimate here. Finds his R&B, clinks again. Hepta D-Chat confirms animation. Nice parry from Shu. The dagger step does not go ahead and go through. Three Fear and Blast coming out here. Free blue focuses. And Shu uses his second one. Hold checks. Looks to go again. Dongqing is knocked. Moonlight finds Yu for the elimination. Yin goes down from a cannon from WFZ. DRG catching eliminations back to back. 15 eliminations. They still have 7 players to go up against here. And DRG hasn't lost a teammate yet. I'm looking at Moonlight, even though he has blue armor. Like, WFZ is keeping this to the... I want to see his eliminations with the fucking spear, to be honest. Wushen, though, is not in a good spot. He's got V1. He can't even activate it. There it is. But will the mitigation be enough? Gets the stun off a Shu. Oh, Shu's done. No, the Whisk Throw of Destiny, bro. That's crazy. Water comes out here to eliminate 98. But they find the kill. Xiao looks at Shu. Shu is down. DRG Moonlight, the only teammate left. This team was so close to actually cultivating a lot of kills, but nothing was going to keep him protected for much longer. Nice teleport, but F3 to keep the sustain just for a little bit seconds longer and keep in second place position here. Can be key for a 1.4 multiplier. As long as JJH's teammate goes down, this is huge. Massive. Dreadful Wheel knocks him out. F1 to save him for Justice Up. That's it. That's all we needed for DRG to get that 1.4 multiplier, and that's going to give them the point value to go into MVP. Really good play for DRG. Honestly, that position push into GG's tent was kind of crucial, especially locking out 3-3-0 from being able to survive. And scoreboard leaves DRG with 23.5 points. Just 1.5 shorter than GG last game, but GG got eliminated pretty fast, pretty quickly. They didn't do as well as you might have thought with the snowball comp. Maybe I'm not saying not just, not for them, but how they figured their playstyle towards around it, it's really up to them how they kind of want to do that. The F2 Yodo Hime is definitely not like a say all of like, oh, they shouldn't have been using it, but maybe they're looking for something better. So we'll have to see. Now, Bauda, 2.7, KLA 3, 4.5 for XCG, 6.3 for 521, BBE for 8, 9.8 for WBG, JJH for 11.1, 11.8 for OUG, FPX for 20.8, 23.5 for DRG. And then off of this ends, this is a score sheet, as we can see for the top 3 players. Yeah, WFZ 20k damage. I want to see that spear damage. I want to see that. Really? What the... it's crazy too. The crazy part about this is the fact that he has 8,500 cannon damage, no cannon J's. He was just using the cannon, just straight shooting those shots. He found that Skyforce somewhere early on, but Heartstopper kick and the... Okay, he might have swapped the Heartstopper kick from that martial artist Hexa Harmony Spear, because there ain't no way We did not see that one be used. At least a Heartstopper. But great chance to get him the Skyforce with a reset. And then off this end, 5 kills, 12 for kill participation in his first MVP actually this season. So good chance for seeing WFZ making his moves here for this season. And our standings are going to have DRG at first with 33.4 after passing out GG's game. This is still the first day. We still have more games to go. Like I said, spoiler alert, OUG found a 30 bombs. I'm not sure how that's going to end up going through, but that value it's going to be massive for the scorekeeping for day one. So the scores, and as you can see, BVE here in 7th place, and XG down here with JJH 521 Kale Baudo. We still have more games to go. So with that being said, thank you guys for making it here for the end. If you guys have any suggestions, any comments, any likes, if you guys want to drop them through, or even subscriptions if you feel it's necessary to kind of give the support that way, much appreciated. My name is Severio, caster, NBPL caster as well, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Take it easy.